Enmeshment is a very interesting existence, especially when you become an adult. I've learned with my family, just move on. You can't confront people, you can't have certain conversations when they don't know the meaning of the word accountability. And even if they apologize, it's meaningless because they're not going to change who they are. There's no change, there's no genuine remorse, and they will say you're imagining it. My own sister, who's just a few years shy of turning 40, still says to this day that if you live with your parents, they get to decide every move you make, even if you're 30 years old. This is a violation of human rights, bodily autonomy, and just basic decency for people. And even if you're a boy, if you live at home, you're their property. If you're a woman, you could be 50 years old, and if your parents are still alive, they still see you as a child unless you're married. I had to basically tear the apron strings of my parents. They wanted me to stay 6 more months after I said I'm moving out. 6 months, I would have just hit 25. I wasted half my 20s because they would not let me go. And it's not okay. It's not okay the way they do things. My siblings are so indoctrinated, they think it's 100% normal for your parents to fill out your medical forms when you're 24 years old. It's not okay. It's not normal. Your parents should not be taking you to the doctor's office at 24. You should be scheduling your own appointments and getting yourself there. And I'm talking about people that do not have disabilities, who are able to live regular lives, like most of the population. And it's perfectly fine if you can't, because of a legitimate reason. My brother is 12 years older than me, is a VA, and he's on disability for all kinds of reasons. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're a fully functioning person who can have their own apartment, have a job, and you don't need assistance from the state or assistance from family members or someone you hire to take care of you, if you don't fit into those legitimate categories, you should be able to get yourself somehow to the doctor's office. Your daddy should not be scheduling it for you. The infantilization in my family is disturbing. And yeah, your daddy, when you're 24 or even 38 years old, should not be filling out your paperwork. If you're a fully functioning adult, you should be doing all that yourself. And the same goes to husbands. If you're a fully functioning adult man, your wife should not be making your appointments, and she's not your personal secretary. Now, if that's something she loves to do and she has the time and she wants to do it, I mean, if it's consensual, fine. It's not her job, it's not her role, because she's a woman. That's not having a wife, that's having a mother. There's a difference. Women should not be taking care of men's lives. That's what a personal assistant is. And when you are so emotionally, financially, and physically tied to your parents, and you're almost 40 years old, it's a symptom of a very deep emotional problem. There's nothing wrong with being close with your parents. But if your daddy has to take you to the doctor, and you're almost 40, and you can't schedule your own appointments, and you are relying, and you don't need to, this is when it becomes very, very unhealthy. If you don't have a legitimate reason why they're doing it for you or with you, it's creepy. People with disabilities can learn how to set their own appointments, how to get themselves somewhere. I pick up people all the time when I used to do Uber that had all kinds of interesting issues that they had to deal with. Everything from learning disabilities to performance and developmental disabilities. I'm sure they don't call it a disability anymore. I just can't remember what the word is. It's not something that keeps you from living your life. It may make your life a little bit more challenging, but you don't use it as an excuse. People in my family use an excuse that is something they can work through as a reason why their parents control their life. That's not okay. Just because somebody is paying for your college does not give them any hold over you. That's not why they should be doing it. Your parents do not have the right to see your grades and know your personal business. Even if you're 22 and living at home, your parents do not have a right to know your medical history, your medical business, or whatever goes on, even in confidentiality. You have no right. And if you're seeing the doctor and your father is sitting right there and you're 35 years old, that is creepy. It is creepy. I don't care how my family tries to legitimize it or make it sound normal. It is not normal. Unless you are paying or that person is somebody who's your caretaker, your daytime habitationalist. If they do not have that role, they shouldn't be doing the job. If you're almost 40 and you're a fully functioning adult, your daddy should not be making your appointments. It's creepy. And yet, it's very normal in my family. If you can't understand what's going on in your own body, then you need to educate yourself. I do it all the time. If I have a symptom that lasts more than 3 days and I don't know what it is, I Google it. And if I'm still not sure that I have the answer, I ask doctors. I ask people on YouTube for doctors. Like, has anyone else ever experienced this kind of thing? Or even Reddit. I found out a lot of the toxic behaviors my family exhibits or abuse from Reddit. People who have gone through similar religious experiences. I just don't get diagnosed on Reddit. or Google. But it still amazes me the abusive, controlling, coercive behavior my family dresses up as, well, this is how the world works. It is not. It is not. Your daddy should not be filling out your medical paperwork. If you can write, if you have a high school diploma, then you can fill out your own paperwork. Even if it's not your first language, which English is her first language, you should be doing it. It's called being an adult. And you want to be treated like an adult? You can't act like a child to be taken seriously. And she says, why don't people take me seriously? And I said, it's probably because your daddy schedules your doctor appointments. Yeah. And the infantilization is so uncomfortable. Girls in my family are infantilized. You have to live at home until you get married. If girls have to, then so do guys. But that's not how it is. Boys can do anything in my family. But the second a girl wants to work until 11, it's a problem. My family was so controlling, I could only work 2 places in a town. And one of the 2 places, my brother was a team leader, which means I couldn't work there. And they didn't tell me that for 3 years. So I kept applying and never got a job because I did not know they wouldn't hire me having the same last name. They did that so I wouldn't apply to other places and get hired. That's the kind of enmeshment I'm talking about. Someday I want to write a book about it because you would not believe it if you did not read it or hear it. It's not normal behavior. Your parents telling you where you can go at 22 years old outside of their house is not healthy behavior. It's creepy. What an adult does outside your house is not your business. Even if they live with you, it's not their business. I have a roommate. I would never tell my roommate, even though I'm related to them, what they can and can't do. If they break the lease, I'll report them. Probably on the 3rd time, because I'm a generous kind of person. But it's ridiculous. My family believes if you live in their house, they can make every decision for you. And if you don't like it, they will, they don't care. They will legitimately find some way of forcing you to do it anyway. And they use the excuse of, we feed you. That's not legal. Don't force an adult to do something because they live in your house. But that's normal for some people, I guess. It's not.